Nicole Wallace, who worked for John McCain's 2008 presidential campaign and who served as communications director for President George W. Bush, has a new novel coming out this fall. It's called 18 Acres. Which is an insidery name for the White House. The book's about America's first female president, a centrist in her first term, and things are not going well for her and her administration. She might not run for a second term. Her husband is having an affair. She's got midterm elections coming up. At the beginning of the book, everybody around her is trying to lift her spirits about her political prospects because they keep telling her everybody knows the party in power, in this case her party, always loses seats in the midterms. Her aides and her staffers keep saying, don't worry, it's not your fault. We'll lose seats. It's not that big a deal. It's not you. It's history. And this is the way it always goes. Don't worry. The party in power loses seats in midterm elections. That's an axiom. And that is just one way we know that that political axiom is so well understood, so accepted, and so true that it even shows up in subplots in political fiction. You don't even have to prove it. Everybody just knows it. It just happens. But in real life, for these midterm elections, when you look at how this inevitable thing is really going to happen, it sort of feels less inevitable. Take the states of Colorado and Nevada, for example. These states should be ripe for the Republican Party picking. Both went for George W. Bush in 2004 and then to Barack Obama in 2008. Democrats trying to hold on to major offices in these states have had really soft polling numbers. And we're supposedly in this political climate of anti-incumbent rage, right? If the Republicans are indeed fixing to take our country back, Colorado and Nevada are our country that they're talking about on paper, in theory. But look at how it's playing out in real life.
Why should you vote for me? Because I do not wear high heels.
Let us take a moment to appreciate this. This is a lawyer named Ken Buck running against another Republican named Jane Norton for their party's nomination for Senate in Colorado. And what Ken Buck just did there on tape is not something that happens really often in politics. If you're running against a Ken Buck, it doesn't get this good. You don't just get handed something this spectacular to work with in your campaign. Not willing to miss this double rainbow of an opportunity, Jane Norton's campaign against Ken Buck immediately fired back.
Why should you vote for me? Because I do not wear high heels.
Play that again.
Why should you vote for me? Because I do not wear high heels. I have cowboy boots. They have real on them. It has Weld County bull.
So that's how the Republicans are handling their Senate primary in their prime opportunity pickup state of Colorado, by outdueling each other with weird sexism and references to feet and animal poop. I can't wait for the general election. In Colorado's Republican primary for the governorship, you've got six-term Congressman Scott McInnis. Now, the Denver Post reported last week that Mr. McInnis plagiarized an essay about water rights back in 2005. The foundation that paid the congressman for his plagiarized material wants its money back. Thank you very much. Mr. McInnis agreed. Last week, he has yet to pay back that $300,000 fee, but it's pretty clear that most political observers in Colorado expect his unforced and super expensive error to potentially terminate the McInnis 2010 gubernatorial campaign. According to strategically leaked emails, a Republican operative not working directly for McInnis reports that the scandal has had a very not positive effect on fundraising. Quote, "We have no money right now. At this point, I am telling everyone, don't expect to get paid for your work." My guess is those people do want to get paid for their work. That's why they're leaking those emails, and they don't have a lot of faith that their guy will be sticking around for much longer, so they're trying to get paid now. But even if Mr. McInnis exits this race stage right, the void left in his wake will not go unfilled. Cue Tom Tancredo, famous anti-immigrant crusader and hilariously bizarre presidential candidate who told February's National Tea Party convention that it was high time for literacy tests to be revived so as to thin the ranks of the voting eligible. Tom Tancredo says he is standing by. He would like an existing independent candidate to drop out so he can get that spot on the gubernatorial ballot to become the next distinguished governor from the state of ain't never gonna happen. Tom Tancredo, always just what the doctor ordered, provided the doctor is a Democrat. And that brings us to Nevada. Again, another state that should be turning up red Republican roses right now. But look at the state of Republican principles in Nevada. Incumbent Senator John Ensign famously had an affair with his staffer, who was married to another one of his staffers. He may or may not have violated all kinds of ethics rules by trying to get the husband of his mistress a job, which is why he is now the subject of a Senate ethics probe and, bingo, an FBI investigation. And that is why Senator Ensign would like your money. He'd like your money for his legal defense fund. The combined contributions from last month and this month to the Save John Ensign from Jail Fund, $10. 10 total dollars. That's what he's raised for his legal defense fund. So he's not up for re-election for another couple of years, but he sure is sitting $10 pretty in terms of helping out this year's Nevada Republican hopefuls, who include incumbent Republican Congressman Dean Heller. Dean Heller now taking shots at Republican Senate candidate Sharon Engel. Heller and Engel are fighting over the question of who is more insulting to people without jobs. And this is honestly a hard one for me to answer. On the one hand, you've got Sharon Engel calling unemployed people spoiled.
We have put in so much entitlement into our government that we really have spoiled our citizenry.
So Republican Sharon Engel says the unemployed are spoiled. Her home state Republican colleague, Congressman Heller, disagrees.
Those are her words, and I think she ought to explain more what she meant by that, but it wouldn't be a way that I would characterize unemployment benefits.
Of course, the way Dean Heller would characterize unemployment benefits is, quote, the government creating hobos. Honestly, that's what he said about unemployment benefits. Is the government now creating hobos? That's who wants Sharon Engel to explain her insensitivity to the unemployed. The midterms are turning out to be way more fun than anyone expected.